Los verbos de Bota. Navegando 2, capítulo 1, la página 7. Today we're going to talk about boot verbs or stem changing verbs. You need to open up your Los Apuntes de Español 2 notebook, find the next clean available page of Cornell Notes so you have a place to write down this information today. If you need additional information, like I said, this is on page 7 in chapter 1 of your Spanish 2 textbook. Here we go. Las reglas. It wouldn't be a grammar topic if we didn't have some rules to follow, and here they are. Boot verbs are also known as stem changers. These verbs change their stems in all forms except for the nosotros and vosotros in the present tense. If the vowel closest to the end of the stem is an O, it changes to U. If the vowel closest to the end of the stem is an E, it changes to IE. And in some special cases, some IR verbs will change that final E to just an I. Alright, let's look at some examples. O to UE stem changers. This is the verb encontrar. We talked in the present tense notes about what's a stem and what's the infinitive part of the verb. And we decided that the AR at the very end of the verb, which tells us to do something, in this case to find, that's the infinitive end and we're just going to ignore it for right now. So we want to count backwards and find the next vowel that we run into. In this case it's the O, and the O is what's going to stem change. If you'll notice, I have already conjugated the verb for you here. It's encuentro, encuentras, encuentra, encontramos, encontráis, encuentran. I would like for you to draw out this chart and put a boot around it. We'll look at this together in class tomorrow, but see if you can put a boot around the stem changing forms of this verb. Okay, and to see it used in context, tú encuentras la información, just like any other present tense verb, you find the information. It just has that weird spelling change. Alright, and how about some more examples of O to UE stem changers? We have the verb almorzar, to eat lunch, dormir is to sleep, jugar is to play. Remember, jugar is super, super special because it's the U that changes to a UE in this instead of an O. Poder, to be able to, recordar, to remember, and volver, to return. Okay, E to IE. This is the verb querer. Querer means to want. We're going to do the exact same thing that we did with the verb encontrar. We're going to forget about this infinitive ending here, so the ER, we don't want to worry about that. We're going to go to the next available E, which is this one, and that's the one that's going to spelling change. So here it is already written out for you. Again, once you write out the conjugations, see if you can draw the boot around them. Tú quieres el programa. You want the program. So just another example of how to use this verb. And of course, a few more examples of E to IE stem changers. Verb cerrar, to close. Pensar is to think. Recomendar, to recommend. Preferir, to prefer. Okay, E to I stem changers, we said these are a special case, and they're only with some IR verbs. So you'll never see this in ER, you'll never see it in AR. The verb pedir, to ask for, to order, to request. Again, ignore this infinitive ending, go back to the next vowel, and that's the one that stem changes. Tú pides el vínculo. You request the link. A few examples of these kinds of verbs. Repetir, to repeat. Servir, to serve. If you look in the dictionary, El Diccionario de Español 2, there's a whole list of O to UE, E to I, and E to IE stem changers. So if you need more examples, that is in your dictionary. Okay, more information about E to I stem changers. The verb seguir and also the verb conseguir have a weird spelling change. For whatever reason, in their yo form, they are considered go verbs because it ends with an O here, and we get rid of the U. So that's what makes this part of the yoga. I'm sorry, the yogo family. Because again, this U that's in the infinitive in seguir and also in conseguir both get dropped. Okay. Tú consigues el correo electrónico, you get the email, or yo sigo el vínculo, I follow the link. Okay, let's give some of these a try. In a minute but not yet, you're going to want to pause the video, see if you can conjugate these verbs, and then replay the video and check your answers. So, here we go. All right, how did you do? Go ahead and check your answers. If there are any that you missed, you may want to put a circle around those or highlight them, and then we can look at those tomorrow in class, and I can help you figure out, what it is that you're missing, or we can just take a look at it and you can ask me any questions you want to ask. Okay. Just another piece of information. This is the new part for stem changers that we did not learn last year in Spanish 1. These are los verbos de bota con acentos. So there are a couple of verbs. It says these boot verbs don't stem change. Rather, inside the boot, there's a written accent over the last vowel of the stem. So instead of having a spelling change, they have an accent change. The accents follow the same pattern as the spelling changes in regular boot verbs. So which two forms aren't going to have accents? I hope you said nosotros and vosotros. The nosotros and vosotros forms do not have accents on the stem. Por ejemplo, so for example, this is the verb enviar, and you'll notice that in enviar we have accent on the I, accent on the I, accent on the I. Get over here to nosotros, and there's no accent on this I. Look at the vosotros form. We have an accent here, but it's not on the I. It's on the regular vosotros ending for an AR verb when it falls on the A. And then over here in the ellos, ellas, ustedes form, we do have envían with, envían with an accent on the I. Okay, tú envías el texto, you send the text. And another example, continuar. So you'll see again that in all the boot forms, so these three on this side and then ustedes over here, the accent falls on the U. In nosotros and vosotros, no accent on the U. Por ejemplo, yo continuo la búsqueda. I continue the search. Okay, here are a couple of verbs for you to practice. I would like for you to go ahead and pause the video again, try this out, and then check your answers. La práctica, las respuestas, y más respuestas. Again, if there's any information that you, or any of these that you didn't get correct, make sure that you put a circle around them, star them, or something so that you remember to ask me a question tomorrow and we'll look at it together. All right, super quick. Now's the time for you to look over your notes and ask yourself, did you write detailed notes? Did you include charts, definitions, rules, examples, all the things that you wanted to include? Did you write down questions over material you didn't understand? Did you circle, highlight, star information that didn't quite make sense to you? And finally, did you replay the video to catch any information that you missed? So remember, that's always an option for you. These videos will be up all year long. All right, thanks.